I'm a Jew, Strider is a ranger. Hello Lim, hello Razak, hello Alvarez, hello Muahi, hello Majid, hello Al Ghani, hello Al Tuwa, hello Muntakimo, hello Matali, hello Hubar, hello Shukur, hello Ononi, Code 19. 3 times 4. Goray Devil, Sauron, Kaalay, Abduls, Quran, Control Order, Minas Tirith, Punjab Sabri, Test of Strength, 4 years of life. Gory Villainy, Actors Military, Saviors of Life, Brahma, Being One Human Black Muslim Writer, Lower Half Thinking, Lower Half and Upper Half. Preparation for Final Flight Odyssey and that, and I'm just putting words down and notes on my email account. Yeah, lower half is do or die, and upper half is have no fear, no grief. Lower half is Sauron, dogs, orcs, digging, sniffing, high IQ sniffing. Upper half is Quran, invocations, being one, water, food and air, and things like that. Be appreciative. Inshallah. Lower half is Satanic Rebellion because Jinn is lower. Upper half is Submission Zion. Using thinking from your own from the top of your head. Either you're anal or you're straightforward. And either you got a problem with Allah's creation and Allah's design. Inshallah. And all you got whole is good. There's only one Galadunster in the world, and most Goray women in Sauron. Most use all seeing eye instead of do hard work and submission. No one wants to be patient and live and wait for maturity and because so many pagan crusaders already know, and they're all crooked witches and time travelers, so they find out. While those who are working hard, submitting, and reading the contact prayers and reading Quran, get a lot of blessings as green suit reverence. With the whole world using abuses, those who really get Satan. They want lower half thinking, they don't want upper half thinking. Lower half is God incarnate, Allah begets. Allah begotten a son or something like that. Allah begotten a human, which helps those who are condemned by the wrath of Allah into as despicable as monkeys and pigs and idol worshippers who went and started the rebellion high society and made a lot of fallen angels and despicable jinns, and thought the whole human race would perish because they got the number of all humans before a day of judgment. All they left Allah was the first and last human, Adam, who fell from Eden and was banished from Eden and ended up on earth, and the last human. Just like in life, when you're born a child of Adam, sovereign, and before you know it, white supremacy and time travelers, pagan crusaders, enslave you to paganism of lower half thinking, satanic rebellion. And then when you die, they all pray for him. Al-Fatiha, Abanin, all gather around, cry. Cause they want them to be among the righteous in Garden of Eden. So in life there's grace, and in death there's mercy. Not a lot of people turn to Allah and worship Allah. Allah's appreciative, because rarely, very few of Allah's servants are appreciative. That's a tyranny, that's because of the tyranny of white supremacy. They want to condemn the whole human race. They don't believe in the mercy of Akhirah. All they believe is in grace, gracious. Gracious criminal users of all seeing eye. Thinking the whole world, the whole human race would be rotten on the day of judgment as pyramid and all seeing eye and idol worshippers. Think no one can fulfill the covenant of strict monotheism. Many people have. So a few people have. When the Quran was revealed over the years, many people knew how to review the covenant as well. I'm being told covenant at the age of 40 years old, and while most people, most of the Muslim people knew the covenant too. A lot of Muslims knew the covenant too. But a lot of people think they can't fulfill the covenant of the first and last human. First human fell from God, and even last human goes as a fire and flight odyssey. And most people kept on doing questions of death, illusions, for the whole of his life. No, all they do is shame and despair tactics, disappointments, dissing appointments. It's Kaalay. All they're doing disappointments. Even in the pilot flight, there's 2 disappointments. I have to face 2 disappointments. And at the end, it's so strong that, it's hard not to despair of Allah's mercy. But inshallah, Allah will make me strong and face the test. Because Goray all shoot lines, questions of death, experiments of misery, and then they leave little warning signs everywhere. Shame and despair tactics. The shame is to believe in karma of help, and despair is to believe in karma of harm. So when you go to shame, you should say, "Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem." When you go to harm, you should say, "Allah's mercy encompasses all things. Rabbi fir warham anta khayrur rahimin." There's the narrowest of paths. Just as human survival is the narrowest of paths. Only one human survived. Only one human survived, and anyway, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. They didn't let cash win anything. And that's the major important fact of life. Now, they sold him out before his time and everything. Everything. Kingdom didn't win anything. Kingdom was second place to the first religion in the world, Christianity. Christianity was a new form of paganism. Tyranny of white supremacy, satanic rebellion. On one side is fighting for Tyrion wanting to win everything. On one side there's Brahman wanting to submit to Allah. Tyranny means time travelling, pirates and plunderers, gold diggers. Brahman means staying put, devoted to Quran alone. Allah keeps a hisab kitab. Goray got the most love for Bloody Mary's blasphemy. Kaalay got the most hate for green suit reverence. Goray was a troublemaker, Kaalay was a peacemaker. Goray was a troublemaker of Dunya, Kaalay was a peacemaker of Akhirah. Goray was studied Greek philosophy, learned all about mythology, time travelling, what if we could travel to time and kill our parents, what if could God create a rock he could not carry? Those sort of questions, that's what they ask in philosophy. Kaalay studied Middle Eastern studies and Arabic, 3 classics, history and politics of the Middle East with Arabic. He got taught what is knowledge and where is Middle Earth, and history written by the victor. Islam is a socio-political religion. Islam's not a socio-political religion. Quran is a socio-political book. Islam is 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 Islam's righteousness. All the adherents of Islam are righteous. Politics or math or correct as many wrongs as I can. Politics is cake for beginners. Hard as rocks, shame and despair tactics. Evil satanic hatred of humans. That's all they did in politics. They kept asking questions, wondering if the jinns will sell you out to white supremacy, but they didn't. Humans survived to the Day of Judgment because they believed in the Quran alone and sought refuge in Allah from Satan they rejected. Lived as strict monotheists, how doing hard work. Agents of Satan are provocateurs and psychiatrists. Shame and despair. Falsehood of Christianity. Shame on Isaac and despair on Jesus. And in reality, there was no shame in that. It was Ismail, son to a slave, to a concubine, firstborn of Abraham. And there's no despair in that. Jesus died before they crucified him. His life was terminated. And they were made to pay, they did. Karma, help and harm. Karma, help or harm is either duty to despicable or beautiful. If you get help from jinns, you get duty of despicable. Dead meat pagans. If you get a duty to beautiful, you do contact prayers, do wudu, read your salah, or devote to Quran alone, clean yourself, wash yourself, eat daily produce, be by all means necessary, worship Allah. And then for children, it's either burden of hardship or ease. Children are either crying at night or sleeping at night. Children are getting persecuted and taught and complex mathematics in Sauron one eye. Our children are enlightened and not suffering and not feeding on blood of humans and living to reach an age of wisdom as a grown human. How many grown humans are there in the world? The church allow anyone to grow up. So you see, church, church are are all, are all sweet, sweet on the outside because they jewel abduct every kingdom, karma, and Islam are spicy because they have to keep dealing with all the evil stuff. Britain is all fascist pagan vampires, and they have crown one room, and can't challenge the oneness of Allah. Pakistan are Muslim, humble Semites, and they have Sauron room in the east, so they turn into guardians of hell. They're all disbelievers in where Crown One Room is. And and they're all guardians of hell, they're all believers. That's the thing about pyramids and pyramids and Kaaba. There's only one Kaaba. There's only one house of Allah. And pyramids ain't no mountain high enough. They're all at in locations where masses fell. The sun dragon dropped masses. So that's what you got to think about. You got to think about what you want to believe in. You want to believe in the majority of people who believe in pyramids and Egyptian philosophy, Egyptian polytheism, or do you want to believe in the one house of Allah and the cube and the easiest 1, 2, 3? God and money in the English language are hard as rock. Allah only in Arabic and Urdu are easy as 1, 2, 3. And that's the thing. God and money are lower half thinking. Either you think with your doing thing, or you think of your dying thing. That's the two sides of the lower half. Upper half straightforward. And it's gun battle all day and night. Time struggle 5 daily contact brace. Gun battle, a tyranny of white supremacy assuming first positions. Armed struggle, Brahman a lost chicken. And do not engage with vampires. Yeah, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. For blacks to win in chess. Lower half and upper half. Lower half thinking, being one human black Muslim writer, Brahman, saviors of light, royalty villainy active military, 4 years of life. It doesn't make sense anymore. It's not something I would write. It doesn't play well in that as a song, in my opinion. West got the market, provisions coming to it from everywhere, rarely any human to buy it. East got the humans with short market, limited provisions. Say if you got the money, Pakistan, you can get anything, believe me. Sauron makes you dig, first you fall, then you die, play egos of dinosaurs. Ground makes you fly, first you build, then you fly, cloud of soul of hobbits. Sauron is lower half thinking, if you blaspheme, get a job, don't sniff your high IQ, what they mean by God becoming big. Their belief in how to describe paganism. Quran is upper half thinking, remembrance words of Allah codified by 19. Get a life, car happy, simple, what they mean, all for one for all. Lower half thinking for God incarnate, upper half thinking for non-gender begets not always be begotten. Manifestation of Allah. Relativity is lower half thinking, those about provocation, do or die. Logical progression, upper half thinking, casting invocation, have no fear, nor will you grieve. Relativity is between the do of sexual organ and die of back digestive passage, makes them lovers in some movie actors never die here and feeding blood of humans. Logical progression is awakening of the third eye, knowledge is experience, to be a priest depends on their own. Relativity of EMC doom and darkness, dirty capabilities, Satanic begins, big Armageddon, losers of soul, Mount Doom. Logical progression of C tensions of timeless sequence, meditation, Brahma being one. Human black Muslim writer, Al-Dahan, survival of the triumphs of ground rule. Scientific relativity, EMC, doom and darkness of Goray, Gregory, dead devil, philosophy, dog, pagan villains. Place of logical progression, see tension of time and sequence, service of light of Galadashi, living summit, Islam, cat, friends of Allah. Philosophical, scientific relativity, EMC, doom and darkness of Goray, Gregory, do or die, Goray bombers and alien vampires. Or Islamic faith from logical progression, see tension of time and sequence of Galadashi, have no fear, nor will you grieve, Kaalay dumpsters, humble humans. Oasis Majaza killed all the dark side Sauron pyramid of hierarchy. After 40 years of life, he went to war with just him and his kids. He transformed and killed all the satanic jinns, pigs, Goray villainy, packed his military, hired nautical trails and vampires with weapons never seen before. SIS, Prophet Ali, Kashi and T transformed. Oasis Dalham Manib, top of pyramid. Weed is competition of despair for humans of resurrection, force or will. Opium is a question of pain of satanic jinns, pigs of death, causality of determinism. Cocaine is the test of strength of angels of life, chaos or enlightenment. Hard drop, satanic evil, do or die, shame and despair, tactics, agent, provocatives, agent, psychiatrists, armor and illusion, of Gogol Magoo. In these years 1, 2, 3, Abraham Ashton, have no fear nor will he grieve, karma, help and harm, servants of messengers of Allah, Masih bin Dawood. Either hardest rock evil down on the pagan road, or easiest 1 to 3, righteous upon the straight path. Adam was taught words of redemption, Messiah and David, like the message Kashi of Kashmir, Punjab, Swat Valley, and Brafla Valley between the Palisades, Sabreen. Purchase Salah, Kashi, Quran, and latest cemeteries, Bismillah, manifestation. Glory have freedom for Neapolitan conditional love, question, bait, and hope, because they are carnivorous pagan dogs. Kaalay have control over the Krishna ministry. She was passed by all means necessary and bear witness, stay calm and carry on, because they herbivorous submit cats. Vampires demeaning the poor, humans cake for beginners, hard rock evil, satanic hatred of humans, humans praising one Allah, God the poison, is 1, 2, 3, actually Abraham, the love of Allah. For the condemned Goray, great multitude of humans and jinns and led astray. For the righteous Kaalay to find a grown human when there are so many pagan crusaders, angels of Satan, plunderers, pirates, abusing kingdom, easy killing, evilings of English jinns. Sauron is white for those condemned by the wrath of Allah, turned into despicable monkeys and pigs and idol worshippers, who began the rebellion in high society of despicable jinns, fallen angels, claim Allah begotten as a human. Quran is black, prepare a meeting, one Allah in Qiyamah. Goray, devil, Sauron, Kaalay, Abduls, Quran.